I know. I know it's been 2 months, 8 weeks since I actually uploaded a video. It's been a long 2 months, and I want to share with you what happened. So if you want to get the full details, stay tuned. Again, thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Like I said, it has been a long 2 months for me. I even forgot to welcome the first time visitors. If you're new here, thank you for watching. Please subscribe to share my faith walk, and I will really appreciate. Thank you for any returning subscribers. Good looking out. But the main reason I pushed out this video, and this is now like I'm back to the swing of things, this is just more to share what happened 2 months ago. And I feel like I've been tried, and I was tried. So if you guys don't know, many people know, like, I went back to Kenya, and when I went back to Kenya, my whole family lives there. So I went there for Christmas, and I've been there before, for Christmas, and I've come back to the States. But I went there in November 2017, and I don't know if you know visa issues or whatever. So I am over here with the workers visa. I'm not gonna get into too much detail because I know people be tripping trying to look up stuff, but I'm on a worker visa, and I just needed a visa stamp, and that needs to happen when I go back to my home country. So I have a temporary work visa here. I got the visa, but on my passport I don't have the stamp that can show that I can travel to and from Kenya to the States. So when I got home, that was the first thing I did. I booked an interview with the US Embassy to get my stuff sorted out so I can enjoy my holiday, right? So that happened, and I went to the US Embassy, got in line, got my things processed, and I was Gucci, like I was good to go. I got the paper telling me, okay, go and collect your passport here and there. So I was good. I was like, okay, holiday mode, you know what I'm saying? So after 2 or 3 business days, because the passport comes in after 3 business days. So it went past 3 business days, and I got concerned. So I looked at my emails, and I found an email telling me, oh, you need additional processing. So I'm over here thinking, what do you mean additional processing? I've been to the States before. This is it doesn't make any sense. So I go back to the US Embassy, and they're like, okay, so we need to get your medicals, we need to get just all these random unnecessary stuff that I have never been asked for, and it was pretty much, if you don't provide these things, then you might not be able to come back. So I'm over here, okay, thinking, okay, fine, then I might as well, oblige. I go to wherever they've sent me to. Mind you, that costs money. So when I was going home, I had money saved up to spend with my family and with my friends. I ended up spending so much money in this process that I didn't enjoy the rest of my time in Kenya. So I go to the places that they sent me to get my stuff done, and I love my country with all my heart, but it gets to a point you get frustrated because I go to an office that I was told to go to, and the person who's supposed to perform a particular procedure is not there, and I'm told to come back the next day. And the next day you go back, and it's just like, oh, you know what, yes, this guy is here, but this other person's not here, come back the next day. So I was pretty much going back and forth. It took 3.5 weeks. Now in these 3.5 weeks, I was just broken. When I tell you I was broken, I was like, God, what's going on? I came back to enjoy and to spend time with my family, and just pretty much take in everything that I've missed out these past 5 years. And I'm just so stressed out. I'm telling you, it got to a point I couldn't pray. And I tell my friends that, and I really appreciate every friend that I told the situation to, and they were in prayer with me, because it got to a point where I couldn't pray anymore. I would start praying, and I'd start questioning God. So I'm like, no, God, I'm not going to start praying and question God. I'm not going to question God. So it just got to a point where I just had to shut down. Like I'm trying to pray, but I can't. I was asking myself, why are all these things happening? You know, is this God, is this a test? Like, what is going on? Now, just to show you the severity of the situation, I have worked hard and built up my career in the States. I have a job, I have friends, I have bills to pay. Like, pretty much I've developed my life here. You know, I came to the States with nothing but like a little suitcase, and I've come up from that, right? So when you're at a position, or when I got into the position in my life, all that could have been taken away from me. I budged, like I caved in. I was faithless. I didn't have any faith. I was nervous. And you know, the Bible tells us, don't be nervous for anything, but through prayer and petition, make your requests known unto God. I didn't even remember that verse. I was just in a state where I was getting depressed because I have worked hard for all these things, and it's getting to a point where it's going to be taken away from me. Why, God? So I remember reaching out to a few friends that would send in prayer requests, telling them the situation, and they would, you know, help me in prayer. And even my friends back home, you know, they would just encourage me and help me, you know, through that phase in life. It got to a point where I couldn't even record these videos. I said I'd go back, and I even had my equipment, but I just couldn't record any videos because I was just broken. And this might sound familiar to you, where you're at a point in your life where you don't know what is happening. You have no strength in you to even pray for yourself. I want to encourage you and tell you that it's okay to be broken. It's okay to just tell God, I don't know what else to say. It's okay to do that. But let me just continue with the story, okay? So finally, I was meant to come back in December. Now it's January 2nd. I got my stuff figured out. But just to let you know, man, the enemy is busy. When I went to get my passport, they told me everything is figured out. Mind you, that's January 10th. I'm already 2 weeks late. Like, I'm already 2 weeks behind the time I was supposed to come back. I go to get my passport, and I look at my passport. They had the wrong date stamped on it. Like, when I tell you the enemy was busy, he was busy. I got there, I'm like, what is going on? How can you give me a visa stamp for 5 months? I've been there for 5 years. I need another 3 years, you know? So, like, everything that could go wrong did. Now, my challenge was, and I've shared this with people on my channel, I used to drink, and the main reason why I used to drink wasn't really like socially. When I had issues, I don't talk about my issues that much. That's why I would resort to drinking. Now, when I was back home, all these things were happening, and it was like the enemy was like telling me, yo, like, you might as well grab a drink. You might as well do this. You know, you might as well just forget about your problems for like 2 minutes, you know. And a friend of mine told me, and this is Miranda, she told me, you're not the one who's holding on to God, because I was saying it's getting hard to hold on to his promises. It's getting hard to hold on to everything that he's telling me right now. And she told me, you're not the one who's holding on to God. God's the one who's holding on to you. Because if you think about it, if you have a weakness, right? The devil's gonna use that weakness to try and make you fall. So I had every opportunity to drink, because my mental was not right. So I was getting those urges like, oh my gosh, I need something to calm me down. I can't even read the word of God. Like, I was getting attacked left, right, and center. But when she told me that God is the one who's holding me, that's when it clicked, that even through the storm, he has your back. Like, I could have had a drink. I'm not saying drinking is bad. I'm just talking about my weakness. I'm just saying I could have gone back to drinking, and you know, that would lead to something else. So he held on to me, and he made it possible for me to bear or go through that situation without even having one sip of alcohol. And I thank God for that, right? So I was questioning why all these things were happening, and I'm asking myself, like, why is my visa getting delayed and all that stuff? Like, what is going on? So when I got my visa and I got the opportunity to come back to the States, I got the news that my grandma had passed away, you know. And now, like, every word that I read in the Bible, like, he's always working things out for your good. Like, he's always perfect in his ways. When I was going through all that stuff, I feel like God was telling me, I need you to spend more time with your grandma before she comes home. So I wasn't understanding what is going on, but I got here and I got the news that my grandma passed away. Now, she lived a very good life. She was like 102 years old, okay? So she lived a good life, but it's never easy to say goodbye. So when I got back, I just broke down even more, because all these things that were happening, it made me feel like God was pretty much giving me more time to spend with my grandma before she left. Rest in peace. But I want to encourage you and let you know that you might not understand what's happening in your life right now, but God has a plan. He has your back. He's on your corner, because the enemy is going to try and attack you, especially if you're building the kingdom. It's not going to be easy, but God tells us He's given us the grace that we need to be able to endure. Jesus's life wasn't easy. He was hit by everything, you know. Like, if you look at his life and the disciples' lives, everything that could go wrong would go wrong in their situation, but they had the grace, they had the Holy Spirit to carry them through. So you might be going through a period right now and you don't understand why this is happening. I want to encourage you to just hold on. You might never know the reason, but I promise you, He's always working things out for your good. I hope that helped. Jesus Christ, I'm emotional. I love my grandma. I really did. I just wanted to share this, this short video with you, letting you know that you might be questioning God as to why this is happening. But now what I'm doing is I'm thanking God, because the 2 more weeks that I spent in Kenya, I got to spend it with my grandma. Now, I'm done crying. I want you to check out videos that I'm going to put over here. And if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. If you like this, go ahead and like it. If you want to share it, honey, go ahead and share it. I love you, and you're never too tainted to witness. Deuces.